Live look here from Dallas, Texas. This next story takes us there. The man on trial for killing his high school girlfriend's now husband found guilty, and the jury is now deliberating on the sentence. The case was very complex, claims of manipulation and lies. For the very latest on this, we're being joined now by Fox 4's Peyton Yager. Peyton, thanks so much for being with us here today. Tell us a little bit more about what was said, what was discovered in court today.
Hi, thank you for having us. Yes, closing arguments was this morning and then immediately went to the jury for the guilty innocent phase. And the verdict came back pretty quick, about an hour. And Darrin Lopez showed very little emotion when the guilty verdict was read. He was convicted for murder. Then court immediately went into the punishment phase. So the same jury will decide how many years in prison Lopez will have to serve, 5 to 99 years. That's the range. Now the defense is asking the jury to consider Lopez's good conduct while he was in the military and also that he's a family man. Meanwhile, the prosecution says that Lopez showed no remorse and is asking for the maximum.
We, the jury, unanimously find the defendant, Darrin Lopez, guilty of murder as charged in the indictment.
It took less than an hour for a Dallas County jury to reach a guilty verdict for the October 2020 murder for hire plot. Darrin Lopez admitted to shooting and killing American Airlines manager Jamie Faith while he was on a walk with his wife, Jennifer, in Oak Cliff. Lopez was having an affair with Jennifer Faith for 7 months prior to the murder. During that long-distance, rekindled relationship, it was Jennifer who crafted an elaborate scheme of fake emails and text messages to Lopez, claiming she was physically and sexually abused by her husband. Jennifer Faith is serving a life sentence for her role in the murder plot. All week, the defense claimed Lopez was manipulated due to a traumatic brain injury and PTSD from his military service.
He was duped. And when someone's duped, that means they didn't know what they were reading was not real. She created all the information in this case, created the whole world, created the monster, and then set Darrin, the disabled soldier, to do her bidding.
The state argued Lopez was no victim, but an active participant, and that texts and emails don't provide justification for his actions, driving from his home in Tennessee to Dallas to carry out the ambush.
We are talking about the taking of a human life being justified. It is a high standard. It has to be your only option. Ladies and gentlemen, Darrin Lopez had so many options that he did not take.
After the swift guilty verdict, the punishment trial began with the prosecutors on the innocent victim in this case. The state called Jamie Faith's former co-worker, along with Jason Snyder, Faith's friend of more than 15 years. We caught up with him during a break.
My hope is that the jury gets this part of it right and gives him the maximum amount of time that is allowable for the crime.
The defense presented a very different image of Lopez as a veteran who was severely traumatized in combat. Greg Underwood testified about serving with Lopez and says Lopez saved his life during an explosion in Iraq.
I owe that man my life. I owe that man my life 10 times over.
Lopez's daughter also testified. She says she was the one who broke the news to her father that Jamie Faith was not who Jennifer Faith portrayed him as.
He was devastated.
Now the jury, they've been deliberating on this punishment phase since 2:30 here in Dallas time, so it's been about 3 hours. And we're told Jamie Faith's family, they live out of state, but they are watching online. They tell a friend who's here in the courtroom today they are relieved with the guilty verdict. Back to you.
Yeah, Peyton, thanks so much for that update. For viewers who are just joining us, I know you said this at the beginning of your report here. What again are the potential sentences for Lopez here?
So since he's found guilty of murder, it is 5 to 99 years, 5 to life. That is what they are discussing right now. They are taking a little bit longer than they did to come back with the guilty verdict to exactly determine how many years in prison Lopez will have to serve.
Okay, and I think the other question that everyone always has when this happens, and I know you might not be able to fully answer it, Peyton, but any idea, any sense for when we could expect the jury to finish deliberations and present his sentencing punishment?
At last check, about an hour ago, the jury was taking a break, so we don't know if they were taking a break to be in for the night and have dinner later, or they could come back tomorrow. We're really unsure right now, but they've been deliberating since around 2:30 this afternoon, going on 3 hours.
All right, Fox 4's Peyton Yager with that report live from Dallas. Peyton, thanks so much.
Thank you.